Hello everyone, I'm Denise Love, and today I thought I would show you how I play in my sketchbook. And I don't know if you play in a sketchbook or not, and I did not do this for most of my art life, but I've really gotten obsessed with creating a beautiful sketchbook that I can then look back on for ideas and mark making things and color palettes and different things that I might have experimented with in these. I consider these another form of intuitive painting where I'm just practicing and playing and discovering new things. And so I've already started my sketchbook, and I thought that I would show you some of the layouts that I've already created, and then let's create the next layout together. And as I decide to play in my sketchbook and create some more layouts, I'll just bring you along on that journey, and hopefully you can have some fun painting in your sketchbook with me. So let me show you what we do today. Today I thought we'd play in the sketchbook, and you know, I didn't use sketchbooks for years and years and years, but now I've decided that I like playing in a sketchbook just to experiment, and it's my goal to fill up a couple of sketchbooks. And out of all the ones that I've kind of randomly played with throughout the years, because I've got some Moleskine, I've got some Stratford, I've got some Hahnemann, I've got a little variety of sketchbooks, I've really enjoyed these Strathmore, and this is the 400 series 48 page 140 pound cold press watercolor paper. Doesn't say it's 100% cotton, so I'm gonna assume it might not be, but this has been a super fun journal to play in. So just to kind of show you some of the layouts that I've already done, usually what I do is I'll just paint a bunch of backgrounds and then come back when I get something new that I want to play in and just say, what can I make today? And draw and paint and stencil on top and just see. So this is just a little flip through of a few of the backgrounds. I really love this one, and crazy enough, I actually really love this gray and yellow one. I like this first one, so I've really liked the stuff I've done, but I love this one. I'm a blue-green girl, and I love this one. It was all about scribbling and playing with some Neocolor 2 crayons on top of my watercoloring, and I like how it turned out. It's just pretty and chaotic, and I love it. And I love this one because of the yummy peachy colors. It turned out really pretty. And then these are a few that I've just painted the backgrounds, and they're just waiting on me to come back at some other time and play and experiment. And I've done a little bit of playing and experimenting on this set with some Neocolor 2 crayons. I was just kind of playing. I've laid some color down on several, thinking, ooh, what can I do with this later? And I thought that we might just start off some sketchbook pages here. I use bull clips to hold the book open, and I've got, you know, big ones and small ones. These are super handy in your art room if you've never used these great big clips, but they kind of keep your paper down and sturdy and ready for whatever you got going. And on those other pages I use the Kuretake Art Nouveau watercolors in there, but I just got these whole bean gouaches, and I thought, ooh, let's lay down some backgrounds with the whole bean gouache and just see what we can create. So I bought this set because I'm obsessed with pink and ochre, and it had some yummy pink and ochre, but I don't want to just stick with that. I kind of want to see like what else is in this collection, and then your sketchbook is the perfect way to figure out what do you have. Like, would I like this vermilion in with the pale coral and the light ochre? I don't know, maybe. Would I like it to have the metallic antique silver in there? Perhaps. I don't know. So let's just play. Let's make a background, and then we can pull in other materials and finish it off. And let's just see what we get, because I'm feeling like a intuitive painting kind of day. And I'm just using a porcelain dessert plate here as my little palettes. These are the best. I have several of these. It came in like a pack of 4. These are for hors d'oeuvres, and you can get them at like the TJ Maxx. You can go and look and get little white dishes that are perfect for painting, because you just go wash these off when you're kind of done, and they're not very expensive. I think I paid like $7 for like a pack of 4, and I'm just going to use the dirty palette. I don't mind that it's dirty. Put a tiny bit more out. You don't need a lot, but I hate to go back and have to put more out. So this silver here is a metallic silver, but I don't think it's like sock 'em in your face super. Look how bright that is. That might be a nice little surprise. I don't know. We'll see. Let's put those 4 out. And we could always start doing some pencil work on there to begin with, or we could just jump right in with a paintbrush. I'm kind of feeling like jump in with a paintbrush. So I've got my Raphael Soft Aqua Quill number 0 that I love so much, and let's just get that wet and let's just jump right in. I'm gonna start, I've got other color on here, but I don't even mind if it blends in, so that's not really my concern. I don't care, because look, that little pink added in there. Oh, that was really pretty actually. And I almost wish that I had used the bamboo brush, but I'm trying not to do all of them the same. But man, that bamboo brush is my favorite. And if you don't know the bamboo brush I'm talking about by now, I'm talking about this number 4 Calligraphy Winsor Newton bamboo brush, because it lets me put color on here in a very non-precise, different way. I mean, we could go ahead and do that on this other side. Why not? Let's just do it, because you know I love it. Oh, see that little bit of pink? I don't know what that pink is. It's something I used the other day. But it's pulling right out too. Let's get some more water on that brush. Oh, so whatever that pretty pink was that I used somewhere, that's some pretty stuff. Look at that. And totally gave me a different look on the sketchbook on this side, which I'm digging more than this side. So kind of interesting to experiment with brush techniques here on both sides to see what different looks that we can get with both sides. And you could paint with different brushes. We could do some mark making. We could come in and kind of add some, like the tip of a brush, mark make on that. I like doing that a lot. Let's do this other side with this brush, and we can do like a little comparison, like which side do you like, A or B? I can just tell you, if I stuck with one type of painting, like I was, you know, an artist selling my work, all my paintings would be this. But I'm the girl that likes to do tons of things. I like everything. I want to experiment with all the stuff. So I like that I teach and I'm not hemmed into one style. I can morph and change and kind of go with the flows. Alright, so that's not a very vivid silver at all. It's a very translucent silver. And I don't know. I'm probably definitely going to like it better on this side. And then, you know, once you do a background, we can leave this and, you know, you could just do a whole bunch of backgrounds and come back later and say, okay, what do I want to create now that I've got all these yummy backgrounds? Okay, so let's do this. Let me get the paint out of these brushes. This is my microfiber cleaning cloth that I love. If you don't have this in your art room, you need to get some of these. These are from the cleaning aisles. And they're normally not so dirty. They're normally this nice, pretty, different colors, but they're this nice microfiber stuff. And it's my very favorite cleaning cloth at my art table. I wipe my brushes off on it. I wipe pastels and stuff on my fingers on it. And then you can throw these in the washer and you can wash them. And they don't come out as clean as they were to start with, but they do come out cleaner. And then you can just keep on using it until you're finally like, okay, I think I've definitely done this one in. Okay, so now I'm kind of feeling like fan brush. And let's just see. Oh, look at that color. Oh, look at that color. Totally surprised. Ha! Yeah. What do I do now? And I'm looking at it thinking, totally was what I wanted. Holy cow. Totally made my day right there. Because I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. But once you get it on there, heck yeah, I like that. So, okay, so for this one, let's do something different. All right, I actually want to, before I stamp this down, because I'm actually really liking these pages. Let me just get a piece of paper. and just make sure, see, that's what I want right there. But I want to make sure it's not going to be a heavy glob the first time I do that. Yeah, okay, it's kind of wet, so it is kind of moving, but look at that. I'm actually liking that. If you don't have a fan brush, this are those like hog bristle stiffer brushes. That's the one that I like. Oh, see, now I'm actually kind of, do I want some more over there? Do I want to leave it where it is? Oh, loving that. Holy moly. Check it out. And then what I also like about these is I can come back and kind of, I can dip a little bit of water if it's still damp, and they balloon out. They do balloon out some. That's not really damp, but I can see some like moving and ballooning and separating happening over there. All right, so I'm loving this. Let's go with the silver. Ooh, let's do the silver. See if we can get some kind of mark making or something. Does make me wonder, there's a gray in here. This one's called silver gray, but it's actually a gray. It's not metallic. I wonder how much thicker that gray is than, because this shiny one's kind of translucent. So what if we did this with the fan brush? Oh, look at that. See, that gray is definitely, I've got other color in with it, but it's definitely like solid. It's not translucent. So that's pretty cool. I kind of like knowing that. We could come over here on this side and just add some yummy mark making coming in from the edge. Oh yes, I like that. That totally made that. I could come from this side too, but I think I like it just right there. Alright, so that is good stuff. We're going to let that dry a bit, and then I think I want to come back on top of it and do some mark making, and let's just finish off this set while we're here today. So I'm going to hit this with the heat gun, but normally I would just set this to the side and let it dry. Alright, and so this was actually interesting as this dried, where I went back and stamped water on top with my brush. It actually did exactly what I was hoping it would do and kind of created some blooms in there. Look at that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, so I'm kind of wanting to play in my Faber-Castell matte graphite pencils, because it came in my sketch box that I unboxed for you in the May 2023 unboxing of that and my art snacks. And I love it because this is matte graphite instead of shiny graphite. And so kind of just thinking we can either do marks, we could do some yummy scribble. I'm kind of feeling like on this one, ooh, maybe some pretty scribble. Oh, look at that scribble. And this is the 14B. I like that it is so heavy. I do kind of wonder, it doesn't say water soluble, but I am kind of wondering, I did kind of wonder that when I did that unboxing, but then I got distracted. What did I do with the paintbrush? Let's just grab a paintbrush. I want to see, is that water soluble? And it is basically not. Okay, so now we know, not the water soluble. Okay, so that's actually really good to know. This is interesting too that it's matte, because graphite is shiny and somehow they have taken all that sparkle out of that. But look at that yummy fine line that we get with that. Whoa! Definitely liking this stuff, and maybe we can do some mark making in here. Alright, so I kind of picked my silver to be my mark making area. I could also get my Posca pen and do some Posca dots if I see an area that could be some dots. and where I could do some Neocolor 2 crayons. Could do all kinds of fun stuff. So I've got the big container of the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 crayons back here, and I just thought I would peek in here and see if there was a color that was calling my name. There's like a pretty salmon color in here that I think might do good, and maybe this orange, like this more vivid kind of orange color perhaps. Maybe this is it. Let's see. My little sample sheet. Oh yeah, that's totally good right there. I could also do with a stencil one of these colors, and stenciling, that's an option. So just kind of spitballing ideas here for myself, like what am I wanting to do? Do I want to do some yummy scribble in a color, just mark make? Do I want to do some shapes? Do I want to do some great big shapes and patterns, like make a pattern out of it like this, or do that yummy scribble? I do like having 2 pages like this with 2 different techniques but same colors. How fun is that? I want to see you guys try that. Instead of one whole page being the same layout like I've done on all the other ones, do this where you have same colors but 2 different techniques, and see like what did you end up liking better. So that's kind of fun. I've enjoyed this colorway, and the hint of this vermilion might be my favorite part of that. And when I put it on there, I was like, I don't know about this. That color's screaming loud next to these little pastels. Oh yeah, I'm loving that. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, love it. Oh, you know what we could do? So we could pick a shape and fill in a color with the shape. Oh, I'm liking that. You know, the thing what makes these so much fun is the layering of color and shape. You don't have to do the same thing on each page, but the layers are what make this so interesting. And I want you to start playing and loosening up a bit and not being so hard on yourself, and just see what happens if I do this or if I do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stop right here with this layout because I'm actually kind of loving how that looks, and then I can decide later if I want to go further. But it was really fun to experiment with the gouache and see how, you know, this is watercolor gouache by the Whole Bean Company. It's the spring Japanese set. And what I like about gouache is they're more pigmented than watercolor. So they're kind of a mix between watercolor and acrylic paint. And there are acrylic gouaches too. But it's not as pigmented, say, as a real thick acrylic paint, but it is very, very pigmented. But you can see how when I layered those on, I got very nice thin watercolor-ish washes basically. So you can water it down just like you can a watercolor, and it reactivates. This reactivates when it gets wet, whereas if you had an acrylic gouache, it wouldn't reactivate when it got wet. So it's very fun to experiment with colors and techniques and styles, and you know, I could see one of these turning into like larger pieces. It's fun to play with color palettes. Just seeing as I was playing in some of these others, I was like, what can I do in here? And then I like just painting some backgrounds to come back to later. So the sketchbook is really fun, and my goal is to fill this one up with layouts, and then I've got a finished sketchbook that's beautiful. And then I can go back to some and say, oh yeah, I really loved the black ink, and I can come back here and think, did I want black ink on this? And I could, you know, then make some decisions. So super fun. I hope you enjoyed painting in the sketchbook today and seeing what the Whole Bean gouache colors looked like as we painted them on. And then I'll see you the next time I want to do a layout in my sketchbook.